Rashford has finally gotten his dream move to Barcelona. How are you doing, Daniel? Good evening.
I'm good. Finally. It seemed like it was never going to happen at some points, but then happy finally it has happened. Good evening, Ahmed. Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome.
It's been a long 2 months, and we're back at it again.
Yeah, we all know that. We all knew that Rashford was not going to have have a place under Ruben Amorim because of that. I'll say when he lost it with Amorim was that interview where he said he needed a new challenge. I feel that was where everything, the relationship, or let me say the bromance, got broken. Because
the thing for me when it comes to Rashford, the Amorim situation, I don't know. There's something about football fans, or maybe fans largely, of whatever. We sort of like have a short memory span. We tend to forget a lot of things. We forget that the issue with Rashford and coaches or managers, it goes beyond Ruben Amorim.
Okay.
There are similar issues with Eric Ten Hag. Before Eric Ten Hag, it was remind me again.
Social.
Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There was the same issue with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We have a lot of evidences that were reported by credible journalists, like Andy Meeting. He has had one-on-one. He traveled to the Scandinavia, had one-on-one meetings with these managers. And the fact is that the last 5 managers in Manchester United, he has had one-on-one interviews with all of them. So people are thinking, is Amorim? It can't be Amorim. Lest you forget, Amorim was barely 2 weeks in charge at Old Trafford. He was barely 2 weeks in charge at Old Trafford when the whole drama started.
Yeah.
And what happened? The manager has come and has told you, bro, this is what I'm going to play. I'm going to need you running down wings as though your life depends on it. This is how I intend to play. If you get exhausted, we'll get substitutes on the bench. We want you running the flanks and dropping back deep to defend the ball. And then, he didn't receive it well, felt too big. Maybe the manager wasn't big enough. The resume of the manager wasn't, that large for him to respect the manager. But, everything went south from there. And then, like you pointed out, he went on to, do the whole
interview.
Television, media, whatever, and then where he made a lot of all these comments, and the whole thing resulted to what it resulted. But long story short, I'm happy both parties. The only sad part for me is that I think, yes, I've been talking about cutting our losses, but I think we are yet again, or we have yet again repeated a mistake, and we're still going to have to repeat it with Sancho and Garnacho. How we handle situations. Rashford cannot be going for as low as 35 million euros by next season, 2020, by next year, 2026. And then you have Madueke. I know you can speak of the age, going for 50 million quid to Arsenal. You've got, you get what I mean? You should be able to...
Sorry for interrupting, but if you look at it this way, you say that Man United is gaining. If you look at it from another side, they are gaining because 35 million for an academy product. Man United didn't buy Rashford. Hope you know that.
We didn't get Rashford, but you have paid. Okay, I'll tell you something. We may even struggle to even get 35 million euros for Sancho. Bear in mind that this. Yes.
That one is going to be difficult because Sancho. Bear in mind.
Even Garnacho, the bids for Garnacho, we may max up at most. We may max up about 40 million quid at most. So for me, Manchester United needs to begin to manage, situations with their players. When things are not going well with the player and the coach or the football club, there is a way you should be able to manage situations such that the value of the player doesn't drop. We have a very large following. The fan base of the football club is large. The affairs of the football club always makes for a big news. So things sort of like move so fast. They go from 0 to 100 as long as Manchester United. And the same way, that's how the valuation of these players are being lost. We sort of like have our players devalued. We talk them down. talk trash, and then when it's time for we to sell these guys or let them off, we almost don't get nothing from them. We have a situation with Tyler Malaysia. Yes, I know we got him for cheap. I think for about 17 million or thereabouts, or
12
20 something
million.
million.
12
12
million.
million, right? So I think if we get 5 to 8 million right now, it's fair for us, for Tyrell. But for Garnacho, looking at Garnacho's age and his output in the Premier League in the last 2.5 seasons, miles ahead of whatever Madueke and players his age or within that age group in that position have produced in the same time period. So for you as a football club, Manchester United, as large as you are in football or being a franchise, you will still get to struggle. So for me, yes, Rashford has gone, but Manchester United needed a lot that has to be fixed in that football club, way beyond just what goes on the grass. A lot of things have to be fixed administratively as long as that football club is concerned. I am happy Rashford has gone. I've been calling for his exit 2 seasons before now. I thought he would go exactly the same time Martial left the football club. In his own words, he has played his prime. According to him, he's no longer in his peak. He said the same in the very interview we are referencing. So he said he's no longer in his peak. So obviously, no manager is going to get him. Funny enough, you are saying this, but you want to go to a Barcelona team that you want to play, you want to sit out Rafinha and the likes of them who run as if they don't have lungs. So
Rashford is finding it difficult to play under Amorim. Can he cope under Hansi Flick?
so that's what I'm saying. So like, if you look at all these things, I don't think he's being sincere. But for me, I'm very happy that the whole Manchester United and Rashford marriage has come to an end. To be honest, I just can't wait for we to get off the whole Sancho and Garnacho situation. And whatever goes on with any other player, it should be about the football club first. Whatever player and his team that feels like they have hit a place where they become too much or too big for the football club or for the franchise or for the organization, Manchester United, they should be let to move on. They should be moved on. So anybody who feels they can't function again, they should move on. It should be about the football club. We have had some of the world best managers. It hasn't worked. We have had the average managers, not so good managers. It hasn't worked. We have had rookie managers, the likes of Carrick and Ryan Giggs or whatever. It didn't work out. We have pampered players. I think now is the time where the football club has to eventually have a structure, stamp the authority, have something going forward. So for me, I'm very happy going into the season.
Another good thing is that Barcelona will be paying Rashford's salary all the way.
Yeah, the entirety of his salary this year, and I'm just very interested. 40 million, I think about 40 million euros. That's about 13 point something million pounds, which is for we've been crying out. It's huge that such wage burden has been relieved of the football club, so we can be able to now go in and get one more central forward or a midfielder. And for me, I don't know. I'm so in love. You know, those are my kind of central forward. I'm so in love with David Nunes. If Manchester United can go in for David Nunes,
Liverpool, David Nunes.
I'm so in love. Yes, sir. He is.
I know he's an attacker. He's a striker that doesn't allow the defenders rest. But
that's not all. A lot of us, when we talk about Darwin Nunes, we're not being honest. We're not being sincere.
Okay.
When Darwin came to England, he struggled. He had the whole issue with his antics and all that within his first few months. And then I think he had a red card within the first few weeks off, and then came on and all that. His confidence, whatever. But let's not forget that when he came, he wasn't the starting central forward. It still was Jota. Jota was still ahead of him on the pecking order. But the manager, whatever, still always preferred. But if you look at his numbers coming off the bench, and despite not being the starting central forward, if you look at his numbers, his returns, they are decent. Lest you forget, this is a young central forward. He's under 25 years old. And for me, I think if you have Joshua Zexi, like I'm saying, we need to be back to the time when Manchester United have 3 central forwards. You have Joshua Zexi, you have Højlund. I'm going to keep Højlund. I will keep Højlund. I'm not letting Højlund go off on loan or whatever. I will keep him in the football club. Get him grounded because it was only just last season that didn't really work out for him. But he has just had an okay last 2 seasons. An okay one. Then last season was I will keep him. He's a 23-year-old central forward. I have Darwin Núñez about the same. I think about 24 years old right now, going on 24 thereabout. These players are considering their positions. They are yet to hit their peak. They are yet to hit their prime, rather. So it's pointless just throwing these guys away.
Darwin Núñez is 26.
He's currently 26.
26
so
now.
But for me, I think this is the time. And if you look at the style that Ruben Amorim is insisting on playing, it exactly fits Núñez. And lest you forget that you can also have Núñez playing from the left wing.
I believe you watched the first preseason game against Leeds. Yes, we know that it's a preseason game, but I know you watched it. The problem, in my opinion, is not really the front line. It's the suppliers who will supply the front line. Man United midfield is the issue. So instead of spending money on going for somebody like Darwin Núñez, why not look for a midfielder that will solve the problem in that midfield? You are still having the likes of Casemiro and the rest that are old. You need somebody that is going to solve that problem in the midfield.
Off camera, I was speaking to you. I said something. I said, I will move Kobe Mino. I'll move him away from the whole 10 position, 8, whatever bullshit. I'll play him as a 6. I will train him to be a 6. And I'm not a fan of the fact that Kobe went to bulk up. Kobe's too rigid. He's got the ball touch and all that, but he plays like he's already 40 years old. He's slow on the ball. When you watch the Gavis of this world, when you watch the Vitinhas, you see the fluidity, the pace, and you see how mobile. Those are the kind of 6. If I were Ruben, that's what I'm going to train because he's good on the ball. Though he's not excellent passing the ball forward, but I will have him as a 6 who is the ball recycler, who drops between the line, dropping the line between the central backs, picks the ball, recycles the ball, and then I can now go and get me a proper 8 who can then be, a starter, and then have Ugarte coming off the bench. Kase starting certain games, coming off the bench until he sees out his contract, or if I'm going to give him 1 year just to keep him as a veteran figure in the squad or whatever. But what I'm saying, I'm going to have Kobe. I'm going to build Kobe up as a proper 6. Let him do the ball recycling, the pace management, the dictation and management of the pace for me because he can do that. He has the facets to do that. I don't like the idea of him going to go and bulk up. Can you see how thick he has become? We're talking about, yes, I know you need to be powerful in the Premier League, but we're speaking about a boy. He's just 20-year-old. You should be able to move the ball, but he's not doing that. I watch him against Leeds, and he was moving like he was already 38. I was unhappy with the way I saw him. He takes like forever to turn, and he's not that tall. So you have a decent center of gravity. So I don't understand. I just don't get it. So if we are looking at that, that's what I'm going to do. I have a 6 in Kobe. And I'm not going. For me, I wouldn't cash in on that. I have a 6 in Kobe. I can have an Ugarte and Kobe as a 6. Work on them. Kase, they doing. I'm talking about when I want to play my double 6. I can have Kase start or whoever start, depending on the game and all that, and play with Kobe. You may say, but Kase doesn't have leg, but in the context of where you're coming, if you have maybe a Messi Mount that is fit and ready to grind, I think they are going to work out. So for me, I think in the middle of the pack, we are just one more player away. I agree with you. We are a proper 8 away from a proper box to boss who is good on the ball, who can dictate the pace, who can recycle the ball, and who can pass the ball forward.
Yeah.
We need such kind of a player who has that one player away from being decent in the middle of the park. Because as the 2 10s now, Bruno and Matheus Cunha, you know that you have Matheus Cunha. You know
that Man United have signed Mbeumo. Hope you know that.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm speaking of, you know that you already have ball carriers. You know you already have ball carriers. And there's something that I believe is what Ruben is looking to do. Mbeumo and Ahmad are actually going to man that right wing. That's what I'm thinking. Ahmad will now play his full right wing back and have Mbeumo ahead of him. I think that's what I'm perceiving. Ahmed may not be going as forward as we think. Now he's going to have a lot of space now to now operate, to be able to take players 1v1 and do what he wants to do and create from the deep and come and affect the ball, either picking up second balls or he's having the width or the length of the pitch now to make his drives. That's what I'm anticipating. That's what I'm actually thinking is going to happen, because the presence of Mbeumo should be able to create in that space, considering the threat that Mbeumo carries as a player. He's also good on the ball, drives, and powerful. He's also a finisher and also a creator. So that's why I'm saying that with the 2 10s, I'm talking Mbeumo also can also play as one of the 10s also. So if either ways, if you want to have Bruno as an 8, and then whatever mix you want to do, or you want to have him as him and Cunha as the 10s, I know that both of them, or Mbeumo, whatever, balls can go forward. They can find their central forward. But our issue now is what now happens behind them.
Yes.
And that is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I'm saying, that I'm so anticipating a trio of Mbeumo, a 4 of Mbeumo, Bruno, Cunha, and Joshua Zexi. I want to see these 4. For some reasons, I just believe that these 4, on a good day, are going to give any team hell. But my worry now is what goes on behind them. And I think Manchester United needs a presence at the central back. With the injury issues, I was particular about the whole delete thing about injury. And Maguire recently also, the whole situation Leeds coming off, just playing 10 minutes coming off. We have struggled again towards the end of midway last season onto the end with keeping our central defenders fit.
Yeah.
Now you have Maguire and Matthijs de Ligt always on the sickbed, out with one injury or the other. It begs for concern. Yes, I understand we have Lenny Yero, but he can't do the job alone. I understand we have the young Isaac Heaven, but he can't do the job again. And as much as I love Heaven, I love him. Yeah, he's too young. I love him. I love his composure on the ball. I love his pass range. He also passes the ball forward and his ability to carry the ball. I love all those about him. His physicality when he wants to, or when he should be physical. I love all those about him, but I still think he is not it. We need a sized, maybe a 6'2" central back under 25 years old. We need somebody, a presence who can stay fit and then pair with Lenny Yero. And then Matthijs de Ligt, when they are fit, fully fit, to allow them fully recover. When they are fully fit, we know we have good options on our bench, if you get what I mean. And also Luke Shaw. I think I shouldn't see Luke Shaw start.
United cannot go
even if he doesn't leave, I hope I don't see him starting more than 8 games this season in the Premier League. He can start off in cup games. I don't care, because we should have moved on from him. But since it doesn't look like he's leaving this season, there's no point extending his contract, because he's barely played up to 45% of his games throughout his time in Manchester United. And you have what's it called, Patrick Dogu, and you also have the young Isaac Heaven, who can play from that position, and also you have reminds me of this boy who played towards the end of last season. He had those cameos. The guy from the academy who played the left.
Is he? I've forgotten those guys. Is it Wilfried?
Harry Amas.
Okay.
Harry Amas. I'll rather, like I said, I'll take my gambles on those guys. I'll build those guys and shape those guys into being the players they should be in that position and for the team. So that's it for me.
Okay, so before we go, I just want to ask 2 questions. You know, the Rashford deal, they said loan deal with buy option. Do you feel Barcelona will buy him at the end of the day?
I don't know. I don't know. It all depends. I can't say. It all depends on his on whatever the output and at the end of the day. But they are getting him for cheap and a player with his qualities and I will still say potential because if you ask me, the last 5 seasons he has not hit any peak. So I'll still call it potentials. With his potentials, I understand he's going on 29 this year and he will be
So
30 by next.
28 this year.
No, he's currently 28.
Rashford.
He turned 28 this year. We're going
Rashford
on
is
29 next year.
27. He's 27. He'll be 28 this year, then 29 next year.
Next year. So they may getting him, at
He's
that age. So
27. He'll be by October 31st. He'll be 28. And next year
28. So
the final question. The final question is.
I think.
Okay. Oh, you want to say something?
I think Barca. Yeah, I think Barca may get him. Fully. He's not a bad option on the bench, but obviously you have to. I think according to what's it called Fabrizio Romano, he said he's going to take about 14% pay cuts by that next season to sign for Barcelona if the deal is going to pull through. But I don't know. I don't think Man U put any compulsory or fine like the situation with Sancho and Chelsea where they made about £5 million off the deal because Chelsea didn't eventually sign. So I don't know if those clauses were inserted in the Rashford's.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Then finally, will you say it's an upgrade for Rashford going to Barcelona?
Obviously, at this point in time, as far as football is concerned,
but he will play Champions League.
In the Champions League or not, in the last 12 years, Barcelona have been in a better place than Manchester United. So certainly, yes, it's an upgrade. There's no denying that it's an upgrade.
All right, Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Ahmed, for having me. Have a good evening.
You too.